It's Australia Day, a day of celebration right across the country. And it was right here in Sydney Cove back on January 26, 1788, that the first English settlement was founded. Aborigines have since called this day Invasion Day. Do they still feel that way? Well, we're about to explore that theme and discover the very best of Australia on a marathon road trip from here in Sydney right across the outback to the top end. Hello, I'm Grainger. Welcome to Travel On.
Australia Day. Indigenous Australians begin it with a sacred ceremony. Other Aussies celebrate in their own style, while others reenact Australia's own military coup. Up in Tamworth, singers and musicians of all styles and ages give their best. While our great Aussie road trip heads into the outback. First stop, Broken Hill, orphan kangaroos and colourful artists.
I've seen this country in every sort of situation or environment you could put in. Storms, dust storms, flood, whatever it is.
It was one of the world's greatest ocean voyages. 11 vessels, 1,400 people, over a period of 9 months, sailing 24,000 kilometres from England to here in Sydney. The first fleet arrived for the start of a brand new British colony.
Memories of the first fleet are evoked on Australia Day, when graceful square riggers parade on Sydney Harbour. Sydney has changed dramatically in the 220 years since that day, a day in which the Indigenous culture of 40,000 years came face to face with a new white reality.
Farm Cove is where those European settlers first met Aborigines here at Farm Cove, the traditional owners of Sydney Harbour, the Gadigal. And every year on Australia Day, there's a traditional ceremony to commemorate.
They are Australia's first known human inhabitants, Aboriginal Australians. It's thought their ancestors arrived here as long ago as 40,000 years. Today, Indigenous Australians make up around 2.5% of the modern population. Most of them live like other Australians, but on special occasions like this, they'll dress just as their ancestors would have. The ceremony you're watching today is Waggamagul, which marks the start of Australia Day on January 26 every year. This is staged in Sydney's Royal Botanic Gardens near Farm Cove, the place where the white English settlers and Aboriginals first met in 1788. Many Indigenous Australians have called the day Invasion Day, although the attitude is softening as Australians and their government apologise for past incidents, such as the stolen generations who were removed from their mothers to be raised by white families. Today's ceremony is a ritual of singing and dancing. The Gadigal clan were the traditional owners of Sydney Harbour, with this Waggamagul ceremony aimed at commemorating the past and celebrating the future. In earlier times, ancestral creation spirits were revered and honoured as the safe keepers of their land. Those spirits are honoured today, an act the participants believe will mean the spirits continue to protect and watch over the land. As Australia Day warms up, celebrations get underway right across the country. This is a day where Aussies wear their flag and wave it with pride.
I love our beaches and our cities and our Fago attitude. It just is a day you've got to go out and have a good time with other Australians.
Happy Australia Day.
It's sunny, it's warm, it's free, it's not crowded, it's opportunities, it's just a beautiful place.
Australia Day is a really proud day for me. It's a day where we honour what we have, you know, and we have so much here, and it's just a day to celebrate.
We've got freedom of choice, we've got great food, we've got great people, we're a very understanding group of people. I don't know, it means we're a mixed pot of all different races and nationalities and everything.
Sydney's Darling Harbour is the venue for Denny Hines's performance. While down on Sydney Harbour, the waters are awash with boats and revellers. Today, a wide range of waterborne activities have been scheduled. Parades of boats, skydivers, races. The emphasis is on having fun, stirring the Australian patriotism, with the harbour foreshore packed with exuberant spectators.
Most Australians today spend today just celebrating being Australian. And one of the first celebrations is here on Sydney Harbour, a race between 4 Sydney Harbour ferries.
Every other day of the year, these catamaran ferries are packed with commuters. Today, it's revellers, festooning their ferries with pro-Australian bunting for the big race, the 32nd year this event has been held. The big favourite today is the Ferry Variety, supported by the children's charity of the same name. The ferries have started at Fort Denison, and all 4 will race side by side eastwards to Shark Island, which they'll sail around before the last long leg down harbour. The big challenge for the organisers is keeping the hundreds of spectator craft clear of the ferries, a job waterway skipper Brett Moore is working on today.
Well, Brett, how do you stop them from crashing with each other?
Well, there's a lot of patrol boats out here today, Greg. They're all doing the job that we've planned. They're moving ahead, clearing the way for the ferries, and so far it's looking pretty good. Very clear passage, great day, and we've just got about another kilometre or so to go and it should be all over.
That last kilometre is the most exciting. All 4 contenders are still neck and neck. And as they race to the finish line under the harbour bridge, the waters churn with both ferries and spectator craft in hot pursuit. It's going to be close, but it's the favourite Variety that goes across first, taking out the coveted Lord Mayor's trophy and helping raise some of the $4 million the charity spends every year on worthy projects to help children in a variety of needs.
It was on this day, Australia Day, exactly 20 years after the new colony was founded, there was a coup, the only successful armed takeover of a government in Australia. It was the Rum Rebellion, and it's reenacted today here at the Museum of Sydney.
It was Australia Day 1808 when members of the New South Wales Corps marched up Sydney's Bridge Street. Their intention to arrest Captain William Bligh, then Governor of Australia's tiny convict colony. Australia's first and only military coup was by far the most dramatic incident in early white Australian history. Today's reenactment follows the same route up Bridge Street to the current Museum of Sydney, site back then of the first Government House.
You traitors, you rebels! No! Leave this premises, I tell you now!
Those protestations by Mary Putnam, daughter of Governor Bligh, were unsuccessful. Major George Johnston announced that Governor Bligh was under arrest. For the following 2 years, the colony was ruled by the military, while today's ceremony concludes with the unveiling of a giant commemorative display